I'm now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
Somebody's income is below 12 lakhs. They are not required to pay any income tax.
Correct.
Does that give them a right not to file the tax return?
No, absolutely no. It is not so, because the basic exemption starts with 4 lakh. So if your income is below 4 lakh, then you need not file tax return. If your income is above 4 lakh, your
Individual A, his income is 11 lakh 99,000.
okay.
Out of 11.99, 2 lakhs is the capital gains. So 10 lakh 99 is his accrual income, which is subjected to slab rate. Now, will he get 60,000 rebate, or will he get rebate or applicable on the 10 lakh 99? One another interesting or a provision which I heard was with respect to TCS and TDS.
Correct.
And many of the students who are going abroad, especially taking the bank loans, they were finding it very difficult to shell down that TCS amount while remitting money abroad. So what are the changes which are coming? Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Your Life, Your Money. For a change, I brought an expert speaker to this edition of Your Life, Your Money, because money matters and we have a major issue to discuss. We had Budget 2025, during which Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has made very important announcements with respect to the income tax. It's absolutely essential for you to know the details in all its detail. That is why we delayed. We wanted to check the fine print of the budget. We wanted to give you the exact information that you need to know. That's why we delayed a little bit, went through this, and that's how we decided to talk to the expert, Chartered Accountant Sriram Rao. Stay till the end of the video. If you are a resident or an NRI, you have, for both the people, we have got lined up a lot of things you should sit up and make note of. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant, but your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Nivesh Desh Videsh 2025, organized by NRI Money Clinic, to celebrate the completion of 5 years of knowledge sharing and gaining on 21st and 22nd February 2025. Watch it on Zoom from anywhere in the world, or watch it live or at your convenience. Learn from the wisdom of experts. Dive into the world of experience of maestros of investment industry and explore opportunities to invest and discuss. Be enlightened on engaging in contemporary topics such as mutual funds, alternative investments, annuities and cash flow solution for retirement, fixed income solutions in INR and dollars, solving the NRI dilemmas, investment opportunities from Gift City, NRI taxation, USD investments for NRIs, smooth transfer of inheritance. Hear from our distinguished speakers from around the globe. On the keynote address, we have Mr. Navneet Manot, MD and CEO, HDFC AMC. Dr. Deepesh Shah, Executive Director, International Financial Services Center Authority, Gift City. Mr. Gop Kumar, MD and CEO, Axis Mutual Fund. Mr. Akhil Chaturvedi, Executive Director and Chief Business Officer, Motilal Oswal AMC. Mr. Amit Pivalkar, Founder Director, Sapient Finserv Private Limited. Mr. Ashish Somaiya, ED and CEO, White Oak Capital Management. Mr. Rahul Prasad, CEO, HDFC International Life. Mr. Sudarshan Lodha, Co-founder and CEO, Strata Capital. Mr. Saurabh Bhatia, Head of Fixed Income, Sapient Wealth Pune. CA Sriram Rao, Partner, Nitin J. Shetty & Co. Mr. Jatin Popat, Founder and CEO, Viljini. Mrs. Elizabeth Roy, Head, Product Management, ICICI Prudential Life. Don't miss this golden opportunity to listen to the stalwarts in the field. Mark your calendars and register now for this wonderful event.
Dear viewers, to talk about the income tax provision in the budget 2025, I have requested Chartered Accountant Sriram Rao to be present in today's episode and take you through the various provisions. He is very popular on our channel. He comes at regular intervals of time. But if somebody who is seeing the channel for the first time, by the way, do subscribe. And let me give a brief introduction of the guest speaker. He is a practicing Chartered Accountant Sriram Rao, partner at Nitin J. Shetty & Co. He practices direct taxes. He has to his credit solving many of the tax related issues of NRIs. He has explained the complex tax related issues on our channel in multiple number of videos. We have created a playlist for the topics that he has spoken on our channel. If you are interested to know more about the various tax topics that he has spoken on our channel, just visit the playlist by name Mr. Sriram Rao. You have seen all the videos lined up over there. Welcome to this episode, Mr. Sriram.
Thank you.
Mr. Sriram, budget day, very exciting news. Tax slabs increased. Let's not waste our time here. That has already percolated. So what has changed?
Now, before explaining any change, I would like to mention a couple of points. The point number one is this is only a proposal. This has to should get enacted after getting presidential assent. So there may be changes in that. That is one aspect. The second aspect being this proposal is applicable for the income generated from 1st April 25 onwards. So for this current financial year 24-25, whatever the budget proposed and got enacted in July 2024, that will be applicable. Now coming to this budget proposal, so majorly from the tax perspective, income tax perspective, for middle class people, they are given lot of leeway or say kind of a benefit in the slab rates itself. So one has to be happy for that. And in this regard, I will like to say a couple of things. Presently also, in future also, there will be something called as old tax regime and new tax regime. So the old tax regime which was applicable, that still continues. About 10 lakh in that 30% slab rate and all the deductions would be available.
Is it fair to say it has died a natural death?
We will discuss
system.
Yes, we will discuss about that in future once I explain that. Of course, as per the proposal, it seems that it is going to die a natural death, right? However, the new tax regime, the rate of taxes, which was proposed by previous finance budget in July 2024, which was proposed and enacted by finance budget 2024, which is applicable for the financial year 24-25, is on the screen. So one can look into the same, as per which above 15 lakh 30% rate of tax will be applicable and various other slabs. Totally 6 slabs are there, which is on the screen. One can take a note of that. Okay, this rate of tax, which is a special rate of tax, as well as the default tax regime, that has been amended. So this for the income generated from 1st April 25 or 26 onwards has been amended as follows. The slab rates would be 0 to 4 lakh of rupees. There is no tax, 0%. 4 to 8, the tax rate will be 5%. 8 lakh to 12 lakh, the tax rate will be 10%. 12 lakh to 16 lakh, the tax rate will be 15%. Then 16 lakh to 20 lakhs, the tax rate will be 20%. 20 lakh to 24 lakh, the tax rate will be 25%. And above 24 lakh, the rate of tax will be 30%. So one can see that the jump in the tax rate, the maximum tax rate of 30% has gone up from 15 lakh to 24 lakh. So up to 24 lakh, the slab rates are modified. Again, the basic slab up to 3 lakh there was no tax. Now up to 4 lakh there is no tax.
Right.
So that has been amended significantly. Now in that again only 2 types of deductions will be available. One for salaried people, 75,000 standard deduction will be available. Secondly, for employers contribution to NPS up to 14% salary. Okay, so that if the employer contributes to NPS as a retirement benefit plan for the employee, that again can be claimed as a maximum deduction up to 2 lakh rupees. So these are the only two deductions will be available. No other deductions will be available under this new regime.
So all this ATC, then home loan concession,
Correct.
everything
Those
is
were
become a
all
thing of the past now.
Exactly, because they are all in the old tax regime, where above 10 lakh you will get to pay tax at 30%. Again, you claim some deductions, etc. So what will ease is the ease of compliance. That's what even the Honorable Finance Minister has told in her budget proposal, saying that this is, one is reducing the tax burden, second is reducing the compliance burden. For both, there is something or the other, right? So apart from this, one more thing one has to be kept in mind is, in budget 2024, there was a rebate of 25,000, because of which, if a person is having an income up to 7 lakh rupees, there was no tax actually has to be paid by that person if the income was 7 lakh or below that. Now that rebate from 25,000, it has been increased up to 60,000, right? This rebate has been increased up to 60,000, because of which the income up to 12 lakhs will not be liable to be taxed. In the sense, if the income is below 12 lakhs, then rebate will be applicable and there will not be any tax liability to be paid. If the income is above 12 lakhs, then no rebate will be applicable. The person has to pay the taxes. And again, this rebate is applicable only to resident individuals.
So NRIs are not eligible for it.
Yes, the NRIs are not eligible to claim the rebate of 60,000. Under new tax regime, earlier law also, like Finance Budget 24 also, there was 25,000 rebates. That was also not applicable to non-resident. Now this 60,000 rebate is also not applicable to non-residents.
Mr. Sriram, the news is that up to 12 lakhs, there is no tax which is payable.
Correct.
Right? If that is the case, why are you saying that there is a tax of from 4 lakh itself onwards? Is there any confusion here?
No, there is no confusion, as I explained. See, the thing is, the tax slab will start from 4 lakh to 8 lakh 5%, 8 lakh to 12 lakh 10%. So now, if your income is up to 12 lakh rupees, then actually there is actually a tax amount of say 60,000. Now, if your income is 12 lakh exactly, so then you have to pay tax of 60,000 rupees, because from 4 to 8 on 4 lakh 5%, again from 8 to 12 4 lakh 10%. So that will come up to 60,000 rupees. However, since your total income is also 12 lakhs or lesser than 12 lakhs, you will get a rebate up to 60,000. So because of that rebate, you will not be paying any actual tax. So your tax will become zero. So if not for otherwise, not for the rebate, then you are supposed to pay tax. So for example, if your income is 16 lakh, then no rebate is applicable to you. So your tax will start from 4 lakh to 8 lakh 5%. In that slab only it will go ahead. That's why that slab rates are.
So the audience should remember here, your tax slab is not up to 12 lakhs.
Correct.
But it has been designed in such a way that if your income is 12 lakhs or below, then there is a special provision of rebate of up to 60,000 rupees, which can be applied, because of which you are not liable to pay any taxes.
Correct.
But the tax slabs remain as Mr. Sriram Rao has said, which is 0 to 4, 4 to 8, and so on and so forth. That slab will remain. So it's a special provision given to every person who is earning. If your income is up to 12 lakh, I will forego that rebate and allow you to enjoy this money.
Correct.
However, there are variations in it. For example, now if somebody's income shoots up beyond 12, then they are liable to pay taxes from 4 lakh itself. Is that correct or wrong?
Correct. It is correct. However, to bring in a level playing field. Say for example, a person is having 11 lakh 90,000 as his total income, and all incomes are taxable at that special rate. So he is not paying any tax because he is getting the full rebate. So no tax for him, right? But if the income goes above 12 lakh, say 12 lakh 10,000, then since his income is above 12 lakh, he will not get the rebate. because of which he will end up paying tax of, say for example, it will be around 60,000 plus, just above 60,000 plus. That means total net income in his hand will be 12 lakh 10,000 minus 60,000, so 11 lakh 50. Whereas the person who has got 20,000 lesser income, he will end up, having the benefit of entire rebate. So for those kind of people who are, just above the slab of 12 lakh, there is also a marginal relief which will be available. So as to make, the people, come to that level playing field, whereas the amount of income will become same. So that means he is going to get some rebate and he will be paying only tax up to 10,000 rupees, which is over and above 12 lakh. However, if his income is, say, 13 lakh, so that is over and above the slab, okay, over and above the rebate of 60,000. So at that point of time, he will not get any rebate at that point of time, because he will end up paying the entire tax, because even after paying that tax, his income will not fall below 12 lakh, right? After payment of tax, if the income is falling below 12 lakhs, then there will be a marginal relief available.
So up to certain threshold it is possible. Somebody's total income exceeded 12 lakhs. And if he pays taxes and if it falls below 12 lakh, it has been provided over there.
Yeah, marginal relief will be
Marginal relief will be applied on a case-to-case basis. This is for those unfortunate people who feel that we are left behind because of this, particularly the salaried category. True. They can't do anything with it,
Correct.
right? But if it were to be a businessman or somebody else, there are ways and means of handling that particular situation. So that is there. Now my question is, let's say somebody's income is below 12 lakhs. They are not required to pay any income tax.
correct.
Does that give them a right not to file the tax returns?
No, absolutely no. It is not so, because the basic exemption starts with 4 lakh. So if your income is below 4 lakh, then you need not file tax return. If your income is above 4 lakh, you are required to file tax return, because the rebate or deductions, whatever it is, that can be claimed only if you file the tax return and claim such rebate and deductions in the tax return. It is not automatic. So that being the case, you are required to file tax return even if you are not supposed to pay even single rupee taxes if your income exceeds 4 lakh rupees.
So government is very clear.
Yes.
I want to see your tax return. On my part, I will give you rebate if you fall in this. But it doesn't mean that you will escape filing the tax return. So it's mentioned that nearly 85% of the people who filed the tax returns were below this 12 lakh limit.
Correct.
So that means out of every 100, so you have 75, 80, 85, whatever that figure is. If it falls through the tax network, then there is not going to be a filing of tax return, but that's not the truth.
Correct.
People have to file the tax returns, claim the rebate, but don't pay the taxes. So the status quo continues for the people.
Perfect.
Let me also look at different angles to it now. Now, when somebody files an income tax, there can be two sources of income there. One, business accrual income, whatever it is. Second thing is income from the capital gains, short-term or long-term capital gains. Now, are there any specific provisions if the capital gains are included in this 12 lakhs?
Yes, this is one more thing. Actually, the finance minister also, in her budget speech, she has specifically mentioned that this rebate is not applicable on capital gains as such. This is because of the fact that these capital gains, especially the long-term capital gain, is chargeable to tax at 12.5% rate of tax, which is at a higher rate of tax than the rebate for which it is applicable. Rebate is applicable up to income of 12 lakh. So up to income of 12 lakh means you will have tax slab of 0, 5 and 10%. So this rate of tax on capital gain, long-term capital gain is 12.5. So there are some other special rate of taxes at 30% also. There are some special rate of tax, say short-term capital gain on sale of shares is 20%. So on those, there is no intention of the government to give rebate as such. The rebate is applicable on all the incomes which are charged to tax at slab rate of incomes. No rebate is applicable on the capital gain or any type of incomes which are chargeable to tax at special rate. This was one of the litigation also which was going on actually.
I understood.
Yeah.
For the benefit of my audience, I'll ask you a few permutations and combination here. Individual A, his income is 11,99,000.
Okay.
Out of 11.99, 2 lakhs is the capital gains. So 10,99,000 is his accrual income which is subjected to slab rate. Now will he get 60,000 rebate or will he get rebate or applicable on the 10,99,000?
This again, I have seen the budget proposals. Once it's enacted, there might be some changes.
It's okay.
However, now as per the budget proposal, what it says is now 11,99,000. We'll make it around 12 lakhs for the ease of understanding. On up to 10 lakh, there is no tax applicable. On that, 100% rebate will be available. However, over 10 lakhs, say for example, this 2 lakh capital gain. This 2 lakh capital gain is, say for example, arising out of sale of or long-term capital gain, which is chargeable to tax at 12.5%,
Right.
from sale of, say, shares and securities. On that, up to 1.25, there is no taxes. It is 0% rate of tax. Again, over and above that, 75,000, there will be 12.5% rate of tax which is applicable. So, as per this proposal, on that 75,000 at 12.5% rate of tax, one has to pay the full taxes.
Correct.
There is no rebate applicable on that particular income and income per se.
Right.
So that's what the fine print.
So the capital gains plus the slab rate, you add it up, and if it is below 12 lakh,
Yes.
then you claim the rebate.
Correct.
Right? But for example, now somebody has got 11 lakh rupee income out of slab rates,
Okay.
and another 3 lakhs in the form of capital gains.
Okay.
Then will he get this rebate on below 12 lakhs?
No, he will not get relief because his total income falls above 12 lakhs. So his total income will be 11 plus 3.
Right.
So 14 lakhs. On 14 lakhs, he is supposed to pay tax, say on 11 lakh 55,000 it will come.
Right.
Then on 1.75 lakhs at 12.5% rate of tax. So that if you deduct, that will not come below the 12 lakh limit also. That being the case, he is not eligible for marginal relief, which I explained earlier. So that being the case, he will not get any relief under our rebate because his total income is more than 12 lakhs.
Okay, let me summarize it for the benefit of our viewers. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Please let me know if I do a mistake.
Yes.
When an income gets computed, both sources of income, your capital gains and your accrual income or the slab rate of income, should be added.
Correct.
And the total is computed.
Correct.
Right? The 12 lakh limit exemptions comes only if your income from these two sources are less than 12 lakhs.
We can say that all source of income put together.
All source of income
Yes.
put together should be below 12 lakhs.
Correct.
Then only the question of rebate comes into picture.
Correct.
However, in this rebate, if there is capital gains which are charged at a differential rate like 12.5% on the long-term capital gains tax, that cannot be rebated. That has to be paid.
Correct.
Further, if the total income is less than 12, whereas when you add the capital gains, the second portion of that stream of income, if it crosses more than 12, then there is no question of any rebate that is coming into this particular case, except in case of marginal rebate,
relief.
what you
Correct.
spoke about. So we have to be very mindful of this, and people have to file the tax returns. Only when you file the tax return, you can make a claim on it. So all the compliance requirements will remain with you. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mr. Sriram, these special rebates are applicable to both resident and NRIs, or NRIs are discriminated?
See, I have mentioned this at the beginning itself when I explained the rebate thing. This rebate of 60,000 is applicable only to resident individuals. It is not applicable to non-residents. See, as per technically, one cannot say that it's a kind of a discrimination because there are certain things under law which says that so and so things are can be called as discrimination, and some other things are non-discrimination. For example, for non-resident, there are some other benefits which are applicable only to non-residents, which are not applicable to residents as such.
Like NRI FDs.
Correct. So NRI FDs, or for example, other way.
Even double T.
Even double tax.
These are yes.
Because the capital gains from mutual funds for some of the countries will not attract any tax in India if they comply with certain terms and conditions.
Correct.
So those kind of privileges are not available to residents.
It's easy to complain stating that because I'm an NRI, I'm discriminated.
Correct.
We conveniently forget the other benefits that come to us.
Correct. It is all, plus and minuses of each type of people, individuals, resident, non-resident. For them, they are getting benefit in one way or the other. So which way, that we need to verify.
Mr. Sriram, we have spoken at slab rate. Audience would like to know some concrete numbers which we can take them through, how much they have to pay, and can you give the exact numbers?
Yeah, we'll try to give some exact numbers. So the numbers are on your screen now. See, up to 7 lakh of income, there was no tax earlier also. So I don't think there is a point of explaining all that. Now we'll start from an income slab of, say, a person is having 8 lakhs of income. So as per the existing rate for applicable for 24-25 financial year, he is supposed to pay tax at of approximately 30,000. As per the proposed rate, the total tax itself will come down by 10,000. That is 20,000. So there is already a benefit of 10,000 plus there will be a rebate of 20,000. So total benefit of 30,000 he will get. So if you go on in the same manner, if the person is having 12 lakh of income, under the existing slab rate, he is supposed to pay tax of 80,000. Under that, there is no rebate applicability. But as per the proposed rate, the rate of tax applicable is only 60,000. So already, because of the change in the slab rate, there will be benefit of about 20,000 to him. Over and above that, there will be a rebate of 60,000. So overall 80,000 tax benefit will apply for a person who is having 12 lakh income in the financial year 24-25 and same 12 lakh of income in the financial year 25-26. So if you go further, for every 1 lakh increase in the total income, the person will keep on getting benefit. Now earlier the existing rate of as per the existing rate, where 13 lakh of income was there, the total income tax would be 1 lakh. Whereas as per the proposed rate, income tax will be only 75,000. That being the case, benefit will be 25,000, even though the person is not getting the rebate. So if you go further, if your total income is 16 lakh, then as per the existing slab, there will be 1,70,000 taxes. Whereas as per the proposed rate, it is only 1,20,000. So there will be a benefit of 50,000 for that individual. If your income is about 20 lakh, so your tax will be 2,90,000 to this financial year. Whereas the 20 lakh income in the next financial year will have a tax of only 2 lakh rupees. So 90,000 benefit will be there. Whereas if a person is having 24 lakh income this year, he would end up paying 4,10,000 as taxes. Whereas under the next year's budget proposed tax slabs, the total tax will be only 3 lakh. That being the case, he will have a maximum of 1,10,000 tax benefit. So a person is having 24 lakh of income or more than that, will definitely will have 1,10,000 tax benefit over the previous year. This is what number wise changes which would have an impact on as per the proposed slab rate.
So nobody should complain, even if somebody feels that my income is about 12 lakh, I did not get a rebate. Even in such cases, when you compute your income right from 4 lakh onwards, but on the absolute numbers, even at 24 lakhs, there is something which has been given out for each and every individual. So to that extent, I feel it should be welcomed and that's beneficial.
Yes.
Now that you have increased the tax slab to such an extent, the benefits which are given to senior citizens, does it remain or those have been taken away?
No, senior citizens have been kept at par with all the other individuals when it comes to this slab rates as per the new tax regime. However, this budget has given kind of a little, less of a compliance burden, or even we can say relief to the senior citizen when it comes to deduction of TDS to a resident senior citizen, wherein what they have told is up to 1 lakh of interest income from banks. There will not be any TDS applicable. That is 1 lakh of income from one bank, right? Earlier that limit was 50,000. So over and above 1 lakh, then there will be definitely TDS applicability. But below 1 lakh of interest, there will not be any TDS applicability for senior citizens.
So which means to say that no extra slab for senior citizens, but I trust you, you have lesser money. So if your TDS is less than, if the interest income is less than 1 lakh, and I presume it's per bank, right?
Yes.
It's per bank, then I will not ask the bank to collect the TDS.
Yes.
To that extent, it has been simplified.
Yes, this is applicable only to resident individuals though.
So if he is a senior citizen and he has an NRO deposit, so the TDS rules will apply as usual.
Yes.
If you are a resident Indian, then these provisions will apply.
Correct.
One another interesting or provision which I heard was with respect to TCS and TDS.
Correct.
And many of the students who are going abroad, especially taking the bank loans, they were finding it very difficult to shell down that TCS amount while remitting money abroad. So what are the changes which have come in there?
See, now TDS and TCS provisions are basically applicable to those individuals who are carrying out business and all those things. So there are a lot of rationalization measures which have been taken from their perspective. So that is not the focus point here, because the viewers may not have, or may not be the business class people. So apart from that, as you mentioned, for TCS, which was applicable for remittance by a resident under LRS outside of India, remittance outside of India, for that there is a TCS of 20%. So that has been modified a little bit to give relief to the people. Now, one of the modification is a welcome move, wherein there was TCS applicability at the rate of 20% for an remittance of an amount of exceeding 7 lakh rupees, INR 7 lakh rupees. So this limit has been increased from 7 lakh to 10 lakh. So up to 10 lakh, there will not be any applicability of TCS where a resident individuals remits under LRS.
Right.
Right? So over and above 10 lakh, there will be applicability of TCS. So this is one welcome move. The second move is those who are remitting under LRS for the purpose of education, and while remitting, they have used loan which is borrowed from financial institution. For them, there was a TCS applicability of 0.5%. Now that 0.5% TCS limit also has been removed. So
Completely irrespective of the amount.
yes, irrespective of
If
the
you have
amount.
taken an education loan,
Yes.
and you have done
Yes.
zero tax and no threshold.
Zero TCS. So you should be a resident individual remitting under LRS by taking a loan and remitting for the purpose of education. For them, there is no TCS applicability.
Shriram, before I let you go, one thing which interested me when Finance Minister presented the budget was the mention of new direct tax bill.
Yeah, income tax bill.
Income tax bill, which she said she will enact in the following week. If that bill comes in the parliament this week, will any of these things change? Or can you briefly give what is that bill, when it will come, the chronology of events that will follow after that?
That income tax bill, what she has proposed, in my all assumption and presumption, what I can all, and also with experience, I can say that this is not applicable for any income which is generating from 1st April 2025 onwards, right? For the financial year 25-26, assessment year 26-27, the bill what Finance Minister is going to propose this week, that will not have any impact, right? This income tax bill will be applicable in future. So with when it will have an effect, that will be actually mentioned in the bill. The bill will be proposed, that will be kept in both the parliaments and also sent out for public opinion. We can always provide our opinion, and if there is any rationalization measures to be done in that. And the intention of this bill which has been earlier also mentioned by the finance minister, is to simplify the provisions under Income Tax Act, so that she is trying to make the language very simple in the Income Tax Act. And also the compliance burden also, she wants to make it very simple. So under the running regime, this cannot be fitted in. So it should be a totally new thing which is going to come up. When it's going to come up, we don't know. Probably maybe at least 6 months to 1 year of deliberation will happen. And probably by next budget, the budget of 2026, by that time, we'll get a lot of clarity on this, when it is going to have an impact, and from when that act will be made applicable. So till then, we have to wait and watch, and also provide our comments and opinion about the new bill whenever that is being proposed.
Thank you, Sriram. You have been very, very kind to come all the way and share all these points for the benefit of my audience. As usual, we always remain in gratitude to you for your kindness to come and do all these things for us. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dear viewers, before I conclude, again a request for you, please do subscribe. Your subscription matters for us. Your love, affection, encouragement is seen in the form of your comments, your subscription. That's what matters. Please hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. Do not forget to share these videos with your near and dear ones, friends and relatives, and on all the WhatsApp groups on which you are connected with. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic of your life, your money next Friday. Till then, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.